So what's your day like? What's your typical day like?
Well, I live in a house that has the windows facing, towards the east where the sun rises. And so the sun generally wakes me up around 6 o'clock. I, shower, shave. And by around 7:30, if I'm not reading or watching a little TV, 7:30, breakfast is ready. Now, every day that I eat in my host family's house, every meal, whether it's breakfast or whether it's dinner, there's always some different type of fruit juice that, in reality, I've never tried in my life. I think I recognize one of the juices that we tried, and that was, orange juice. But apart from that, we don't drink passion fruit juice all the time. We definitely don't drink mora or blackberry juice. They have tomatoes that grow on trees. Literally, tomatoes, Mrs. Arnold, that grow on trees. They call it tomata del arbol, tomato of the tree. And we'll have juice from that. I could go on with all the cornucopia of fruits that they have here. But, we'll have some sort of fresh juice, some sort of croissant or bread with butter and homemade marmalade. Some tea or coffee, just a basic breakfast to start you off. I feel like a big kid because the mom, she says, oh, and you can't leave without taking these fruits, or you can't leave without taking this bread, or you can't leave without taking this to eat or this to drink. I almost feel like a kid who has a mom packing their lunch for school. Go off, and right around 8:30, I need to be in school. It takes about 15 minutes for me to walk from where I live to the school. And once I get in, say hello to everybody, and then go up to my classroom, or go to my area where I have this one-on-one instruction. We work for about 2 hours. Then we take a 30-minute break. I go out and get a chance to relax and talk English with all the other students that are there, just like me, English speakers who are trying to work on their Spanish. Decide what we're going to do afterwards, if we're going to go to lunch somewhere, if we're going to go on this trip here or this trip there. And then after those 30 minutes, I go back to class for another hour or hour and a half. During that time, just like in regular school, we're sitting there, and the conversation can go from politics and events that are happening in the city to when we're having Thanksgiving, to events that happen in other countries, to some of the celebrations that they've had here in this country that are a little bit different than what we celebrate in the States. And, by the time it's all over, we've gone through grammar, I've done some exercises, we've had a lot of conversation. And, I'm pretty much set to go home and do whatever homework that I might need to do for that night. 12:30 rolls around. I break off. Generally, we go to eat with either some of the teachers or some of the other students. After that, every day has been different. I can't really say I've had a routine in the afternoons. Sometimes we'll go to what we call the teleférico. It's a skylift or a chairlift that's actually here in the city that'll take you up one of the mountains that's close to us. And we'll go up there and walk around and just look at the beautiful views of the cities. Some days we're running and hiding from the rain because, my God, it rains almost every day here. That's something that I'm not used to. Some days, we'll go in and chill in a coffee shop. Some days we'll go to the Centro Historico, or the historic center of Quito, Old Town. Tour some of the churches, tour some of the museums, because this is the capital, and there's just a ton of culture here. Some days we'll just pack it up and go and play some games, shoot some pool or go to the park. We go to the park and play some basketball. Generally, I'll make it home by around 6 or 7, and that's when we'll have dinner. And dinner is, it's always some sort of rice with some sort of vegetables. Me, I do eat fish, but I don't eat other types of meat. So, she'll generally cook some fish for me or make some sort of egg dish or, just some other vegetables with beans, or they call it minestra, a bean dish. And after that, it just depends on what's going on in the night. I'm a traveler, so there's a lot of nightlife here. So I'll pack my bags and head on out the door and go to a club, go to a bar, relax, talk more English, talk more Spanish, and then come back home and start over the next day.